Okay, Sarka, I'm so happy to have you here on the show today. So we've known each other at least a year, maybe 2 years, but you have always been one of those people that have always like commented on my stuff and supported my stuff. And I've always seen your stuff and done my best to support you on your things. You're like always putting out content. You're genuine. You have, an amazing like energy in your content. You say great things. You're like consistent about everything. You have really smart things to say about LinkedIn. About LinkedIn. What really first attracted me though was you being in these like the beautiful landscapes of Switzerland, these beautiful like the mount it's like you had a virtual background out there, but it seems like you're out like hiking out there, and then having these great videos about LinkedIn was such something so different and like literally refreshing, so I thought that was great. So but yeah, okay, so thanks for being here. I mean, how we were talking about some things I want to get back to, but first, like, how's it going? How's life at the moment?
So thank you so much, Ryan, for having me. I really appreciate that, and also your support, our friendship. And for me, it seems like we know each other since years, to be honest.
Mhm.
And yeah, I am really grateful for that. And yes, thank you. I'm doing amazing.
Yeah, yeah, good. Yeah, because one of the I think the most important and interesting thing that I see from you is your cultivation of community. Like not just on, well, not just on LinkedIn, but how you were just saying that you're in Yasmin's community doing something, and you're in another community where you're working with like on public speaking. And I know these are things that both you coach and do, but then you're also learning. But then also you have a lot of engagement, like on your posts, and it's real engagement. There's like real people that are commenting on your content, and you get like 100. And as you and I both know, there's so much rampant, just fake content and fake commenting everywhere. It's like so many times I see people, they have wow, they have like hundreds of likes and 100 comments, and then you scroll through and it's just all the generic kind of fake stuff. It's always disappointing. But and everybody, we all get help from some places, but I can tell people are actually liking your stuff. That's very cool. um so can you talk about that a little bit more? Like why is that such a focus for you? It's literally in your headline, like community. It's like the third word. Like why is that?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for asking. For me, that's a really crucial question because first I'm curious. So I'm really curious about people, about them because their stories they inspire me. And the second thing is we all are social being, and it's actually the needs for belonging. It's also regarding Maslow, the crucial social needs. So I really like to get to know people, to build these genuine relationships, and as I said, they inspire me so much. So it's my personality because I am really so curious. So yeah, I love people. And the other way is I really learn a lot from others. So that's why I'm in Yasmin community. I am in Richard's more community,
Okay.
and I'm also in Maria Malik's community. And the people I meet there, they are so amazing as well. So that's also one of the motivation. Then there are the different speakers as well. And actually, I notice when I teach my clients how to build a strong LinkedIn community, this brings them not only visibility, not only positioning as a thought leader, but also potential employees. Recently, one of my clients got 3 employees, hired 3 employees, thanks to his LinkedIn activities and building his community. It brings them clients as well. So it's it's such a important thing, and I mean we are human beings. We need we need a network, and nobody was born with a strong network. And if we meet people in person, that's crucial as well. But it takes so much time. And LinkedIn is, for me, it's the most efficient tool to do it. And you meet people from all over the world. It's how we met, for example.
Mhm.
So it's really the right tool when you know how to use it strategically with the right mindset. And
Yeah.
yeah, so for me, community, it's like a big value, big inspiration, motivation.
Yeah. Can you say, like, with your client that just hired 3 employees, like it's an amazing thing. So like what specifically did your client do for like to have this success and build their community? Like, 'cause that's what I'm curious too. So like what did your client do? And then I'm also curious about like you, like what's your LinkedIn routine as far as how how often you're engaging every day, for how long, content. What's kind of like your daily routine that you go through?
Yeah, very good question. Two questions. Very good.
Yeah.
So, my client, actually, I teach him how he should start with the clarity. So, first thing we did, we defined his clarity, we defined his strategy. So it means who is his target audience, how he should talk or how he can talk to the people, how he can reach them in comments, in DMs, and also the topics that he wants to convey. He wants to be position as a thought leader, and also, of course, his goals. And he is a CEO of association, and they had a little bit bad image in the last years. And that's
Mhm.
actually why he wanted to be more active on LinkedIn. So we started working together, we defined his strategy, he started creating posts with my guidance strategically, and he started also being more active, like really commenting on other people's posts, exchanging in DMs, and strategically connecting with people, with his target audience. And I would say it was like after three weeks, he yeah, after 3 weeks, he actually got this success that he started talking to people, but also people reach out to him, and they told him, yeah, your organization is actually really inspiring, and you are an inspiring leader. We would like to work for you. So this
Wow.
was, yeah, because he started building his personal brand, but also the brand for the association, so the employer brand. And that's actually what many leaders on LinkedIn underestimate, because LinkedIn, it's not about them, it's about helping inspiring target audience, and you never know who will read your post or who will read your comments and get help through that. Yes, and back to the second question. So what's my LinkedIn routine, and yeah, how how I build my community? Yeah, you're right. So the people that I engage, and also in my comments, those are people that there are already those genuine relationships built. Of course, there are some people who are also from my target audience who I don't know exactly, or who I know like a little bit, but that's the moment that I can start to connect with them through DMs, for example, and then
Yeah.
later, if it's the right fit, to bring them on the call. My routine, I try to to daily command. I don't know, I don't measure the time, but I try like 30 minutes per day. I try to write messages, but yeah, I have to
Mhm.
say that I am really I'm teaching it to others people to do it daily, but I'm not every time doing it daily, as I have also my client
Yeah.
calls, my prospect calls, and and my calls with my coaches. So I try to do it daily. I
Yeah.
post 3 times per week usually, and writing content for me, actually, it's not doesn't take so much time, because to be honest, I don't use AI. but I write about what my clients are asking me, what they are telling me, or
Mhm.
what my prospects are telling me.
Yeah.
Or also if there is something like some trend or something that I see and how I handle it, how I do it, or also my stories. So my stories about my heart country of Japan, and of
Mm.
course every time related to my strategy.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I know what you mean. Because it is very difficult to, even us as coaches, it's difficult to be on LinkedIn a lot and to post and to comment and to take care of clients. It's like really a full-time job. And it's so difficult. I can't imagine like leading a company, being an executive. It just seems like near impossible to do all of that work, the same kind of work that we do, um, in a day. Like I really, it's not possible, and I think that's why we're seeing so much of this on LinkedIn of, automated comments and, a lot of just copy and pasted ChatGPT kinds of posts. Because one thing that I don't like is it's you know I don't really like the idea of needing to be so present on LinkedIn where you have to post every day and you have to be commenting every day. Just it's like people are saying to do that just because you should, and it's just so that you have a presence. And it seems like it's like just because you have a presence, just because you post some kind of content, just because you comment on other people's stuff, it doesn't mean it's going to give you any real success. In my opinion, it makes you look even worse. Like if when I see that somebody has those kinds of posts where it's just copy paste chat gpt, everything is fake, I think a lot less of that person than like, I don't think that they're getting away with it. Like I don't think there's like real prospects looking at their content and being like, oh wow, this person's like, I mean, maybe you can get away with it on the first glance, but it's just such a, if it's a facade, it's fake. And ultimately I don't think it works. But a lot of people pay for these kinds of services because they think they just have to do it, and they think that it's worth it. I just don't think it's worth it. But it's like we're made to believe that it's worth it. So yeah, my approach, so that's why I do a lot of cold outreach, but I do it in a way that's not annoying. It's very like value driven. I always send messages to my target audience and I'll say, hey, I have this idea about this. Are you open to hearing more? I'll send you a video about it. And that's how I get most of my business, is through outreach like that. And then I have my content. Like I love content, I love creating it. But where I see it, where that fits in for me, is that I'll send messages and then people will see my content. They'll go, oh, Ryan, like he's a cool guy. He's talking to cool people. And I like what he wrote there. Like yeah, I'll get on a call with him. So now my approach takes time too. I couldn't, I've tried to, I've coached a lot of executive coaches, and I've tried my best to get them to send, just like 10 messages a day, just 10 messages a day to people that could be your target audience. And it's like they have very difficult, I really have not been able to do it, to get them to do it, because it takes so much time. It takes a lot of work. So it's like, what's the answer, Sarka? I don't know. I don't know the exact answer to LinkedIn. I think it's both. I think we've got to put out great content, but you also, that's not enough. People aren't just going to just come to you just because you put out stuff. You also got to go direct, and you have to, be sending messages out and doing sales activities too to get results. So yeah, how do you feel about that? Do you do any kind of, cold outreach with messages? Do you teach that, or not?
It's a great question that you brought up. So I personally I'm not a fan of cold outreach. I always try to do a warm outreach, but of course it takes even more time. But I think the one very important thing is quality over quantity.
Yeah.
So if you really want someone to be your potential client, then it's really important to focus on this only one person and really to find out more about this person, and then to start engaging on their posts, or if the this person is not posting, like to look after where she or he is commenting, and then to start conversations, and also to start conversation to DMs. That
Mhm.
the first times that like they are not so cold, they already have heard about you. We don't know if they saw our post, because usually they are lurkers, but perhaps they saw us in other people's comments. And I mean, of course, if not, then yeah, I try to start this conversation. As I said, I'm curious, but also I really want to get to know this people, this person. So then I start, yeah, talking to them. I try really to build an emotional connection, and that's also how I teach it to my clients. Of course, they say also, yeah, it takes time, but then the results, like new employees, new clients, or even though possibilities or opportunities for speaking opportunities, or cooperations, they come up, but it needs time. And I mean, yeah, it's like in real life. If you go to an offline event, it even takes more time. We have to go there. We have to be there. Yeah, like for some
Yeah.
hours, but then perhaps we don't talk to the right people, and then yeah, then it's even less efficient, and it takes more time. So
Yeah.
I know the cold outreach is also one way. I mean, if the people don't know me very well, then it's a little bit cold as well. Yes, but I try already that there are like some touch points that the people already have seen me in some way. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely the easiest. Like, what's the best lead is a referral, right? Like somebody like you've worked with and they're like, Sarka did amazing. You should work with them. And then you don't have to do anything and they just work with you. It's like that's great. That's the best. The thing that I found that I don't really like about okay, and I think too on LinkedIn. So say yeah, there's somebody you want to work with. I think it definitely makes sense that you can like their content and you comment, but you have to do it just because you genuinely like them. Like it can't be because you just want to make them as a client, because you have no idea if they're ready to buy anything. You have no idea if they want to buy from you. And even if they did want to buy from you, you don't even know if they want what you're selling. And even if they do, you don't even know if they can afford what you're selling, like where they are in life. So I never really went for the approach was, oh, you want to like go after this client, then comment a few times, and then you can move it to a DM, and then you can ask them about their life, because it's like, why even take the time if you have no idea if they're like the right kind of prospect? So I think yeah, that's a good approach, but like you have to like that person anyway, that you would just want to have a conversation and have fun. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Something I've been doing though.
That's
Well,
that's crucial.
yeah.
That's crucial. Yes, I totally agree. Yes, and even though if this person won't be a client, you never know which opportunities will open up for you, and perhaps not at this moment, perhaps later, or this person will recommend you, or this person will tell you about someone who is perhaps like, I mean, I like speaking also, that perhaps they tell me about speaking opportunities. So you never know where these opportunities will end up. So it's
Yeah.
like a spider that is going bigger and bigger, and you get to know more people. But the crucial are truly these genuine relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a great point. Like that's why yeah, you have friends. That's why you have the network, right? They can refer you. Who knows? Maybe you find your partner. I'm single. I'm looking for a wife. Maybe I meet her on LinkedIn. Who knows? And it's just a business opportunity. Or maybe yeah, you find a new friend that lives in Japan, and it's like, hey, you're coming. You should just come visit me anyway. And then it's like a business opportunity. That could happen too.
It
Um, you
it
know,
Sorry,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
actually happened to me, not about about a partner, but it happened with a guy from the US, we were following each other, we were supporting each other, and then he had really a dream to come to Switzerland last year. He told me this, and he has never been here. And then I told him, okay, so just come with your family, and I will organize a trip for you if you want. And he was so surprised. And of course, then I met his wife, his two sons, and I really
Wow.
had this feeling I knew them for ages, the whole family. And then I went for hiking. I went to the chocolate manufacturer with them, and they were so grateful, and it was such a nice time. And I mean, he won't be my business partner or my client, but these friendships, thi- this those are really priceless. So this is also a part of our life.
Wow, that is amazing. Yeah, I just met someone that lives in Switzerland, and one day I'm gonna go visit her, and we're gonna go hike and go to the chocolate factory
Yeah,
too.
please come. Yes, let me know when you want to come.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so I totally agree. That's amazing. Like, yeah, and that's I yeah, honestly, I sometimes I've been too focused on business of just wanting to use LinkedIn. And maybe I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just you use it for it's a tool, you use things for how you want to. And as long as you're always, I think, authentic, like you're always upfront about intentions, you're not trying to screw people over, you're trying to help people, then do what you should do. And but typically I just use LinkedIn for I guess more like for business. Like I put out content that I mean I just love creating content, so I put it out because I want to help people that way, and then I use it to find clients to work with through outreaches. So that's why I like cold outreach so much, because I know that when I send out a certain number of messages, I book a certain number of calls. Like, and I just had this new strategy that I've been sending, and I'll basically go onto someone's profile and say, hey, you have like this many followers. Typically 1 to 3% of an audience is in this state, like where they really want your help. So that means there's this many people in there that could want your help. I have an idea for your marketing. Are you open to hearing it? And then I'll send them a Loom video and share the idea. And so I probably put in 3 hours of work this week doing that, and I've booked like almost 5 calls now for this week, which is pretty good. I'll probably get a couple sales from that. So that's like the advantage, I think, of that cold outreach is like if you're targeted and you do it good and you're putting value first, then you don't have to think about, oh, is somebody going to respond to this post today? Is somebody going to give me a referral today? Then you know that you're going to get some results there. Now, that being said, one thing that I've done in the past 6 months is I've joined this co-working space, but it's really like it's an innovation center. There's a lot of people from startups, like tech startups, that are in this center. It's kind of like small, like maybe, I don't know, maybe 100 people can fit in here, 100, 200 people. But I've been working there, and I've been going to these networking events where there's one called like Wine and Business, and there's another where like there's these questions up, and we're like actually rotating in seats, talking to different people, and there's an app that's like moving us from seat to seat with different people. And so I've met all these amazing people, and I've started to have this community because I go back to this place every time. So I know the same people that are working there, the people that, run the place, that are putting on the events. And I've never had a community like that before. I've always been a lone wolf, like just me working. And I have a business partner. He lives in South Africa, and we talk every day, but it's not the same as having friends that you like see in person and then go to events and I've just met so many great like business people, friends people, and like I've loved that so much with this, and that's networking, right? It's slow. I don't know if I'm going to meet someone for business, but it's not really about that. It's more about making connections with people, and maybe they're business partners, maybe not. And a kind of last nice thing about this too is when we're on LinkedIn, we're always, we're looking who's our target market, who's our ideal perfect target, and we connect with them. What I found at these networking events, I'm meeting all these people, and they're in all these different types of businesses. They're not my ideal client, but then I'm like, well, I could probably help them with this, and I could help them with that, and maybe I could do that. Let's like have a talk. Let's see. So it's kind of opening up my business and opening up my creative mind too, to help people in different ways. So so many benefits to community.
That's actually why I connect also with people who inspire me, and also actually it's my peers from from marketing and sales or speaking sector. But really, I found that especially in the English speaking community on LinkedIn, people are so supportive. And if you really want to learn from someone, you can learn so much. And I mean, entrepreneurship is like this. And if you are like a little bit down, and then I read some posts, and then yeah, cool, I experienced that, or oh, this is true, I will do it also like that. So it motivates me also. Also, I work on myself, meditate, and so on. But for me, the one part of LinkedIn is also this motivation and inspiration. And that's why also, for example, I'm still doing coffee chats. Of course, it
Yeah.
takes time, but the genuine relationships that slowly begins to start there, they are priceless. So that's for me also, yeah, a part of LinkedIn. And I actually liked, as you said, that you offer people value first, because this is very crucial. So ask for permission and then bring the value over. So that's actually how it works as well. Yes.
Yeah. 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 It's yeah, because it just does not work to go up to anybody and just say, like, I mean, like, I guess the worst is just a whole paragraph that somebody's saying, like, hey, nice, even like, hey, nice to meet you, glad to connect. Like, here's this whole long paragraph about my book, and then here's like my whole workshop that I have coming up, and it's like, it's kind of lazy. Like, you might as well just not say any of that stuff. I'd rather you just not said anything. But if you just asked me first, if you just asked maybe what I'm interested in first at all, even if I thought that maybe you're going to sell me something, then that is enough. Just having that layer of permission in the beginning to, to hook. You want to hook somebody with an idea, and then ask for permission to give more, and then you give more. Then the relationship is so much better. I mean, that's how everything is. Real life, online life, like, you should never just be throwing something at somebody without them having, no say in it. That is not good.
And the
Mm.
focus is also crucial, because you focus on other people first. You don't
Yeah.
focus on yourself, and that's makes such a big difference.
Yeah. Sarka, so what's your you talked about, you mentioned meditation, like, but what's your kind of spiritual philosophy in life, and how do you kind of take that to your approach with people? Like, I love that you said that you love people. Like, I am the same way. Like, I love talking to people. I'm very curious, I'm interested in people. So, like, where has your love for people and wanting to connect on LinkedIn, like, where does that come from, you think?
Yeah, I will say it's my personality as I am.
Mm. Mm.
And also, yeah, I'm interested in people, but also in many things. So it's, yeah, my curiosity and also courage. I really want to figure things out. I want to embrace challenges. I like embracing challenges because I learn through them and I grow through them. But it's all connected to a growth mindset, because actually that's what I teach my clients as well. Um, for example, as you said, yeah, it's hard. These are limiting beliefs, because if we say to us, I no, it's not hard. It's easy for me. It's easy. I will do it. Then you train your brain, and you train it, and then it's another energy that you are sending out, and that you will be also attracting. And that's where meditation from Dr. Joe Dispenza helps
Mm.
me a lot. And also staying in nature, like connecting with myself, and really enjoying the moment in nature, or while doing sports, or also with animals. I love animals so much, and they give me also so much energy.
Mm.
Or staying in the mountains. I love mountains. I love, for example, Switzerland. I love also Japan, because of the energy there.
Yeah. 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 I think curiosity is, I think so. Okay. I mean, I think curiosity is one of the most important traits anybody can have. Just because, yes, because you're learning things, you want to learn stuff. That's the normal thing of curious. I want to learn about this. I want to learn about you. I want to ask questions. But I think it also gives us a non-judgmental frame of view, because when you're curious about someone, you're not just seeing somebody doing something, hearing about their opinion, and you're not just like, oh, I don't like that, or oh, that person must be dumb, or oh, that sounds horrible. You're really just asking, like, so like, why do they think that? Why are they acting this way? What must have been going on in their life? What has happened to them? And then you start approaching people and life with this open mind of, I want to try this. I'm not going to label this as good and bad. I just want to understand it. And then I think that's the key to human connection, to being able to go anywhere in the world, to talk to anyone, to even get along with animals. Just get along you have this energy about you. It gives you this vibe that's like, oh, I'm safe around this person. Like, I can be myself around them. I can express myself. I don't have to feel judged. I don't have to feel like I'm wrong. So that curiosity is such a powerful mindset, and yeah, the growth mindset. So I'm so glad you're teaching that to your students. And can you tell me about more about that? And as far as like your travels, I saw that you're going to Japan here soon, and I've seen you talk about Japan before. Me, like, I'm from the US. I live here in Rio in Brazil. Like, my mother is Brazilian and I have a lot of family here. And I think that's really important too, is having a cross-cultural connection. And not only that, but you're doing business in English, and that's amazing. That's such an amazing thing. And I've living here for 3 years, doing my best to speak Portuguese. It's so difficult to learn another language, like, let alone do business in that language. So I really applaud you for that too, Sarka. So I asked a couple things there, but
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, to be honest, I was born in the Czech Republic. And then
ah,
I came over to Germany. I studied there, and then I came to Switzerland. I'm in the German-speaking part. I was always living in the German-speaking part. But German is for me like a second mother language. I studied in that language, and so I talk every day. English now, of course, I talk every day as well. But yeah, so I love languages because I love to get to know people in different cultures. They inspire me as well.
yeah.
And there's also one important thing, also about you were talking before. There are two another skills that I will really stress. The one is communication, and the second is empathy. Like, really think about the person, where is she now, what's she feeling now, and then which question would you ask, how you would ask to it, to her, to him, this question, because that's crucial. And I mean, I experienced so many people that they are like not laughing, they are so serious or perhaps sad, and just only a greeting and a smile that change so much. So, and this is communication, verbal and non-verbal communication. So it goes also to this communication on LinkedIn, positioning or establishing your voice on LinkedIn, which I help with, and so on. And how did I find my love to Japan? Actually, the first time I was there, it was in 1999. And I visited my friend, she's Japanese, and she showed me up Japan to the local people. So I really got to know Japan from another perspectives, and it just blew my mind. It was like I fell in love with the country, and I didn't know where I would come back. But then I did it in 2015. I went for a congress of Junior Chamber International, where I am a member, and then I came back with my partner 2019, then we wanted to go back earlier. It was not possible. So then we came back in 2023 last year. And this year, I will, for the first time in my life, I will work from Japan. So, and I will stay almost 2 months. This time I will go alone over there again, and I will work for myself, for my clients from Japan. This was a big dream of mine. So I'm realizing this. And as I said, the energy is incredible. The people, of course, it's another culture and another education, but the others are every time the focus, not ego, not me, but the others. It's so inspiring. And also the different culture, like the modern and then the traditional culture that are like coming like that.
Yeah.
And also this all these temples and shrines, the energy there. And then on one hand, the big cities, on other hand, rural Japan, all these landscapes, mountains, animals. So it's amazing.
Mm. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it seems like a totally different world. Yeah, different
Yeah.
culture, different world. Like I've heard stories that people have gone there and it's just yeah, totally mind blowing. Because like here in Brazil and Rio, it's a lot more different than I thought things would be. Like compared to the US, I grew up in the Seattle area there and came to Rio and Brazil. And I kind of think, okay, well, it's South America and Brazil. And I'd been here as a kid, growing up, we visit for, a few weeks at a time, maybe 4 or 5 times in my life. Um, and it's like, yeah, it's different, but people generally look the same, maybe there's a lot of Western culture influence here. Like Brazilians love the US, so there's a lot of similarities there. But there's really is something very different about people, like just the nature of people and the way that they talk, their energy level. It's like there's this community feeling of how everyone feels like they're all in this together. There's the US, I think, is a lot more individualistic, like we can do things on our own and we're going to go after this and after this. Here the feeling is very much more, yeah, we're like in this together. People that don't really know each other at all, that are Brazilian, they act towards each other just like they see them every day, like how you would act like with your brother or sister or partner. You don't have the niceties of like, oh, how are you doing today? Is everything good? Everything's great with me. How about you? You see Brazilians talking to each other, like talking to the waiter or talking to the police or talking to whoever, and they're just nonchalant, like they see them every day. Like there's none of that real politeness, which is really interesting and strange for me. I'm always like very polite when I do things, but I really like that too. I think it's a very cool kind of vibe. Yeah, Brazilians are so cool. They're so cool, relaxed kinds of people. It's very
Ama-
nice. I love them a lot.
Amazing. Actually,
So
this I
yeah.
know from the Slavic culture, this
Mm,
community on all this stuff, and also Japan is really based on communities. So of course it's education from childhood and so on, but the community is really important in Japan as well. So it's also what's fascinating me as well. And I forgot one
yeah.
great thing, the food.
Yeah. Oh, the food. Yeah. Can you tell me about that stuff? Yeah. So how is the community? How do people treat each other there? And yeah, tell me about the food. Oh my God, I've seen so many good episodes about food in Japan.
It's the one thing that I really don't understand. Why the same thing like tomato and potato and so on don't have the same taste in Europe and
No.
in Japan. So I don't know how, or the apple, for example. I don't know how, but that's incredible. So doesn't matter
Mm,
where you eat, what you eat, the taste is incredible. And of
mm,
course then the special dishes and all this stuff, of course, amazing, and the seafood and the fish and all this stuff. And the community, yes, they, for them is family crucial. Of course it's the traditional way of thinking as well, but they also help each other. So they help the neighbors, they help themselves, in the village. Of course, in the cities, perhaps a little bit different, but yeah, there's this strong feeling of helping others, being there for them.
Yeah. Mm. So where are you gonna live when you're there for 2 months? Like, what's your living and like work situation gonna be like?
Yeah, I will stay for 1 month on one place, so south of Tokyo, in the rural area, and then I will move around a little bit, and I will visit some people who I know from LinkedIn, or who are also my friends who I met already before.
Mhm.
So I will go also to Kyushu, and then to Osaka, Kyoto, and Tokyo.
Cool. Wow. Yeah. So getting to travel around a
And
lot
work.
and see some friends from LinkedIn and still work at the same time. Yeah. Nice. That's very cool. Hmm. Um. Okay, Sarka. Well, if I just want to ask one more question. Um. Yeah. I mean, well, what do you think is your biggest, maybe like your biggest takeaway? Could be for LinkedIn, could be for business, but we want to be specific. Like, yeah, I mean, what do you think? What is giving you the most success? That's you think in business and with LinkedIn. We talked about curiosity and community. Is there anything? Is there anything more to that of like one big recommendation, or is there some kind of story that you have about a success that encapsulates that? Some kind of takeaway for us to wrap up our convo here.
That's an amazing question. So in general, it's a growth mindset, and I'm working on that since 2021, since I'm on my entrepreneur journey a lot, every day actually.
Mm.
And then in particular, it's, I will say, believe in yourself, and really believe in what you are capable, because we are more capable than we think. And another thing is that our thoughts, our feelings, our words, and our actions create our life. So really pay attention to what you think and what you say, because if you really focus on lack and what doesn't work, then you attract more of them. But if you focus on solutions, on abundance, then you attract more of them. You attract clients also that think in that way. You attract like-minded people. You attract a similar community. So I will say, in general, and it's for LinkedIn, I would say it's the same. Like 80% is mindset and 20% is strategy. And of course, the commitment and discipline and consistency and routine and all this thing, and that you understand the platform and know how it works. But if your mindset isn't the right one, you won't be successful.
Yeah. Amen. I agree. Yeah. So much. It's like all the mindset. Business is so hard. LinkedIn is so hard. Business is hard. Getting clients, helping clients, becoming better every day yourself. Like, this is all such difficult stuff. So, yeah, working on your mind, working on your health, your happiness, thinking positive things, having a group of people around you to support you, being in communities, talking to your family, making friends. Yeah, you got to have the full package. I think you have to work on your health, your mental health, physical health, and that's how you're going to have the most success in business. So I'm with you, Sarka. So thank you for that. And I think that's a perfect way to wrap up our chat here. So we'll do this again sometime soon, for sure. We will.
Thank you very much, Ryan, for having me, and yeah, all the best for you all.
Thank you. See you, audience. See you guys. See you, friends. See you, community, next time.